Here we are in a beautiful Roanoke, Texas day. Very cool 1935 Ford Roadster. We're going to walk around and tell you about this one. This one's just way too cool for school. Very nicely done retro rod or resto rod or whatever you'd like to call it there, but finished in a beautiful Cordoba Tan with lipstick red interior. Very nice hot rod, so to speak. Call this one a hot rod. Underneath, the chassis is just beautiful. It's finished in lipstick red, modified chassis. We're going to cover those components with you as we cruise around here, and we'll get it up on the lift too. Nice little red double pinstripe here, hand painted pinstripe. Steely wheels, 235s in the rear, white walls, Coker style radials. Beautiful stay fast soft canvas top here. We'll actually try and put the top down before I leave here and cover it for you. Working cowl vent. This is, by the way, all steel 35 Ford Roadster. Beautiful body. As I cruise around here, I want to show you some stuff because I'll forget when I come back to the driver's side, but usually when you look at these early Ford cabriolets or convertibles or roadsters, these quarters are pretty can be pretty flimsy. But this one is rock solid, beautifully done. You can just hand close the door like that. So somebody spent a lot of time on it. So Jenny fenders, all steel. They've eliminated the hood side handles with these nice little clip. You just clip back in there. 35, 36 Roadsters are getting pretty hard to find. This is a body off frame. I mentioned the chassis is finished, but the bottom side of the floor pans are the same color, the Cordoba Tan. So it's a correct period color for this car. Underneath the hood here is a 350 Chevy that's stroked to 383 cubic inches. Tri-power, GM two-jet tri-power, which matches the red chassis, that type of thing. It has a turbo 350 automatic transmission with a gear vendor overdrive. Currie Enterprises rear differential in it. Beautiful grille. Marker lights are hidden into the headlights here. Up front here, it has a very nice SoCal style. It has a dropped axle up front, drilled dropped axle, SoCal chrome shocks. Super Bell axle is what's in there. A lot of chrome and plating. Deluxe wheel trim here with the white walls is just sexy. Little Mighty Mouse decal on the fender here, but when we get underneath the hood, you'll just say wow. I'm saying wow right now, I am. Beautiful car. I know some of the history on this car. It's been in some major collections, and this is one of those. It's been enjoyed and dialed in. Just gotta love the waterfall style dash, the way these dashes flow into the door panels on these Roadsters. A lot of guys will do that to their Deuce Roadster dashes. '36 had a different dash panel in it. It dropped down in the center, looked like a waterfall. Fire extinguisher under the bottom. German square weave carpet. Nice little LED low car style shifter. Again, I mentioned it has a gear vendor overdrive in it. Beautiful leather. Get in the back here. Has a nice audio system. Has 6 speakers in it, I believe. There are 2 in the rumble seat area. We'll get back there. We'll cover that for you. There's a nice little protection bar here that was built into the chassis, or it did use the strengthened chassis too. Not really a roll bar. Factory style running boards, rubberized, vulcanized is what I would call them. Just has that look. It's super slick. High-end paint job. We'll do the same thing with this door. I just pushed it with one finger just a second ago. I didn't show you, but I wanted to show you. Like that. It's almost unheard of to see one of these cars with the doors shut like that. So a lot of time was spent on this car building it, clearly. We get underside. You'll see how nice it is. Out back has a 4-bar with kind of a triangulated panhard bar is what I would call it. Adjustable coilovers in the back. Really nice custom dual exhaust on it. Big old exhaust exits right here on each side. It has a really cool cross member. You can see how the bumpers are tucked up here into the back. These irons would typically be longer. You're noticing some steps here, and you're noticing the handle up here has a matching rumble seat in the back here. You'll see it has speakers for the rumble seat passengers. Also has the red German square wave carpet there. Very, very expensive build on this one. You look at the jambs on it. Again, rumble seat there. There's a extra plastic rear window, but this is a Lexan or glass style rear window, but a hard surface rear window. Step back and let you look at it. Fun car to drive. Nice little horsepower underneath the hood. Great hot rod style. Resto rod. Mikey likes it. We helped this collection acquire it. At one time it was in Bill Lindig's collection. I believe it was built by a guy named Gene. I don't have the file that we'll take some pictures of or have. Notice factory style steering column. This is a 40 Ford steering wheel here. Much operational up front here. There's a micro switch. Also appears to have heated seat switches here. I know it's hard to see because I didn't turn the camera on. Up underneath the dash here, Ron Francis wiring system. These gauges are all calibrated to this car. Early style gauges, but there's a receipt in that file there. I was looking at it where they calibrated the gauges and rebuilt these gauges. Nice little tachometer here, center. Marble shifter of the low car here. But there's a micro switch right down here you have to flip to get power to the system. You'll hear it click. Flip the ignition on. I'll actually take it for a drive too. Very healthy 383 stroker. Got these turn signals down here. You can see the LED. See, it's got the reminder to tell you, and then you can reach over to the left and cancel it. Put the right there, and then just to the left there's another toggle switch. You can cancel it. You can also push that toggle switch and it throws at the flashers. In the glove box here, the audio system, there's a full file on it, but there's full instructions how to operate everything. There's the audio system right there. This is a 12 volt signal lighter. These are headlights. You'll see how it's got the high beam, got dash lights here. Get out and let you see them, I guess. Okay, this is a three-way switch, basically. The first one's park. It's got courtesy lights that come on with it. And then it goes to regular beams, and then if you pull it out one more notch, then your high beams. Top bows have all been chromed and stuff. As promised, we get you underneath the hood here. Wow, very special. We'll get over the driver's side and talk about it a little bit more. On this side here, over on the passenger side, has a mini high torque starter, custom ceramic coated headers on it that has caps that you'll probably never take off. Custom built fan shroud here, electric cooling fan, aluminum timing cover. I love the cherry red that matches the whole chassis on it. The carburetors are done the same way. Rochester 2-jet tri-power. Magneto distributor. Nice little crankcase ventilation up front here. Kind of old school intake manifold. The whole car is kind of old school bitchin', so to speak. I believe that's the coolant recovery bottle down there. There's a jump point underneath the hood, but there's also some underneath the car. Give you a little peek at the grill here. We get into the specs over here on the driver's side. It's a 383 cubic inch. There's a file with the car that's got kind of a breakdown of the basic specs of the motor. It's a 350 Chevy that's been stroked to 383 cubic inches. Has Keith Black pistons, Manley rods, comp cam. I know the cam card's in there spec wise. You'll see the high amp alternator down here. Edelbrock intake manifold with the 2 jets on it has finished the color of the chassis. These are custom valve covers for sure. Has the VIN number 2 locations, one on the body trim panel here and one there. It's an 18 VIN. You'll see the stainless fuel lines, Vegas style box, turbo 350. You'll see the pedals down here from the top side. We'll fire it up here for you. Very sweet. Fire it up and take it for a drive. I've already flipped the micro switch. Fire it up here. Just be a low speed drive, give you a feel. We driven it. See the LED on the shifter, neutral. It's in drive. Sitting down nice and low. I'm 6'1" and I'm looking straight through this windshield. Kind of neat. There's the and a wiper there. Then we got a green light. Doing about 35, 40 right now. Just to kind of give you a feel, it's a nice cruiser. Definitely a car you can enjoy and drive. Top down. Notice the little roll bar here, or structure bar is what I would call it. Right, we got this 35 Roadster up on the left. Very nice, old school style build. Beautiful undercarriage here. Currie Enterprises 9-inch rear differential here. Everything, the chassis itself is all boxed. Appears to be a factory chassis that's been modified, because you can see it's been boxed at the tail here. Fully boxed all the way along. There's a Currie serial number on it. It has adjustable coilover shocks in the back here. Kind of a unique, I would call it. It's a panhard bar, center mount, triangulated panhard bar is guess what I'd call it. Somebody will correct me on that. Looks like a powder coated or painted here. Fuel tank, custom exhaust, but you'll see the floor pans here are finished like the top side of the car. There's a jump point here, rear stabilizer bar, 4-bar rear suspension. Very cool. Just wouldn't have been enough room up top here to put a traditional panhard bar. Stainless fuel lines, polished stainless brake lines, MagnaFlow mufflers, Nice. The way the exhaust is built, you can take it apart in pieces, pull off the tailpipes, pull off the pre-tailpipes, replace the mufflers. Easy access if you're going to work on something. This mount point also acts as a drive shaft hoop or loop, whatever you'd like to call it. See the stainless fuel lines I talked about. Fuel filter right here. Nice little interesting crossover for the exhaust to keep the tone right. Drum brakes in the rear. Dual reservoir master cylinder with a chrome booster, so power brakes. Custom wishbones up front here that have been chrome plated and lightened or drilled. Turbo 350 automatic. Here's a gear vendor overdrive on it. Trans coolers up front. So gear vendor overdrive, turbo 350. You'll see the bottom side of the running boards are nice. One thing I noticed here on the bottom of the fenders, a lot of guys will do a rhino coating on the inside of the fenders, front, rear, that type of thing. There is some flaking here. It doesn't affect it cosmetically. It's just meant to protect rock chips, that kind of thing. So you'll see some starting to flake the coating on the bottom side, but again, does not affect the car cosmetically. Up front here, cowl style front end is what I'd call it. These are early, look like Willwood disc brakes to me. Braided lines, Super Bell, drilled dropped axle. A panhard bar on the front axle. Cross steer, a Vega style. Very cool. You'll see the Super Bell emblem there. It has a chrome plated buggy spring up front here with posy style, so it's probably a posy. It's got the Teflon pads in between the springs, so the slide's nice. SoCal chrome shocks. Very, very cool. Bottom side of the small block, and of course the headers, you saw that. Here's the trans cooler there. It's marked right behind the grill here.